I don't know about you, but walking through all the medical technology on the way in that's exhibited outside was a pretty humbling experience, especially when you're about to get up here and offer a view of what the future has in store for business. And it's also an honour to speak here today because at Google we want to build things that make it easier for consumers to access the things that they need faster and for free. But we can only do that in collaboration with business, with our partners and with users as well. I just wanted to start with a bit of context. First of all, in terms of where we've come from, where we're going to. Some of you may remember this acknowledgement in the London Olympics to Sir Tim Berners-Lee inventing the World Wide Web in 1989. Sir Tim famously said, "This is for everyone." And the web does allow anyone from anywhere, of any age, of any skill set, to start a business, grow an existing one, become an entrepreneur, develop content, be a creator, find an audience and share their passion. But I think you could add an addendum to this sentence, that the web is for everyone, and it's for everyone all the time. Our research shows that we check our phone around a couple hundred times a day. The mobile shift has been one of the most, I think, profound things that business has been through over the last few years, and is still going through, and also one of the hardest shifts to adapt to for your businesses and for our businesses as well. And I just wanted to touch on that to set the context before I begin. The mobile is such a ubiquitous device, and Alibaba's founders really understood that when they created their business in China. I'm sure you're aware of the retailer Alibaba, but what I think is amazing about this business is that it is built around being accessed and being used by a mobile consumer. In fact, the founder started it at a bus stop, understanding that people are now using the web all the time. And this is a screenshot taken during their Singles Day festival. And that's the equivalent of Black Friday over there. It's a conference that they hold during the day to track revenue. And the biggest number, obviously, is that incredible $14 billion that they transacted in that day. Just to put that into context, the whole of Black Friday weekend for the whole of the UK, not just one company, is about £3 billion. But actually, I think the most interesting number on this screen is the 83% figure there. So that number actually refers to the percentage of transactions that were actually completed using a mobile phone that day so far. That is an amazing statistic, and it shows to me what is coming around the corner in terms of people's confidence in mobile technology and ability to use it. As I say, it's been an incredibly disruptive shift for all businesses, including ours. And we have, our chief executive, Sundar, has driven a mobile-first strategy through our business over time. But it's been a relatively recent change. If you think about the Google search page, I don't know if any of you can guess what year that this was taken. It's actually much sooner than you think. This was 2010, this page was taken, and actually it's changed a huge amount since then. If you think about how we experience Google now and our own shift to understanding the consumer that we are catering for and building for, you see huge changes. You see shopping ads there that allow people to scroll through much easier products. You see a lot of local related content, machine learning starting to come through, and predictive features as well, and to try to anticipate your needs even better and show you content that's more relevant to you. But the reality is that there's no business that's untouched by mobile technology. And so the immediate priorities that we talk to businesses about are really around the understanding the role that mobile plays, but also the behaviours of people using it, and ensuring that businesses show up on mobile phones, but also to wise up as well around the data that can help them build better businesses that is coming out of the fact that people are using mobile technology the whole time, and also to build better products using that data as well. So let's just touch on each of these. First of all, let's talk about showing up. It used to be that we would interact with media on a sort of fairly predictable basis. Prime time used to be a phrase that we would use for that. Well, digital is now 50% of all media time. Just to put that into perspective, print is down to about 5% of media time. It's a journey that is a very different purchase journey for really all customers, whether it's B2B customers, whether it's B2C customers, and that journey might begin online with research, for example, on YouTube, looking at a video. It might begin being inspired by some content on a content site like fd.com. It may be that they see a display ad like this campaign that Costa recently launched as they're walking past the shop, which was a campaign that targeted users within 25 metres of stores and resulted in a 30% uplift in engagement. But only finally might they search for their product online and actually buy it using a platform like Google Shopping. So it's very much a digital end-to-end user journey is how we see the purchase journey, from research and inspiration all the way through to purchase. And those of us that were building businesses 10 years ago might have seen the role of the web as being much more in the sort of acquisition stage, but actually the web is playing a role now at all stages of the consumer journey. The second area I want to talk around is around Wise Up. So this is using data to build better businesses. I don't know if any of you have used Google Trends at all, but even to search for products that you might sell. I was actually recently talking to a brand that had an interest in selling nappies. And I don't know if you can imagine when the most important time of the day for people is in terms of searching for nappies, when the most queries we get on google.com. But a quick search on Google Trends will show you that it's around 4 a.m. in the morning. So it's an amazing tool, and the amount of data that we have now from people being continuously connected can help us to shape our product decisions, no matter what product you sell. In fact, it can help to inform product creation. L'Oreal recently brought out a product which was targeted at people that wanted an ombre or dip dye hairstyle, noticing that there were a huge amount more queries developing around that fashion. So that is literally working at the speed of the customer, using data through applications like Google Trends to be able to build better businesses. Obviously, there's a huge amount more data now in marketing as well. Data in terms of who's clicking on an ad, how to reach them more efficiently so that the consumer gets a better experience in terms of the ad experience, and the business gets a better experience and better returns from their marketing dollars. There are some retailers making groundbreaking moves in this area, like IKEA, who are looking at store visits that are driven from the web, and are able to understand that, for example, 10% of all paid ad clicks actually led to a store visit, with even more of those being driven by mobile ads. The third section I wanted to talk about in terms of immediate priorities is around speeding up. And we talked a little bit about using data through simple applications like Google Trends to work at the speed of the customer. I think the consumer expectations have changed in terms of the speed that we as businesses need to move at and react. And it's up to us to meet that change. It's amazing to me to think that I used to edit docs in the workplace independently on my own, that I'd be in a document on my own. There are tools and collaboration software out there that have and are continuing to rapidly change the way we build things as businesses, and help us as companies to, as I say, arrive at that level of consumer expectation on speed. Obviously, speed also translates into product as well. Building a better mobile web is critical right now. Again, B2B, B2C, these are, all users are using mobile technology, and half of us abandon mobile web pages that take more than 3 seconds to load. So speed is something that is absolutely critical, I think, in terms of building business to the point where it's meeting the expectations of the consumer. So In summary, to the kind of immediate situation, I think in the last decade we've seen a seismic shift. We've got consumers constantly connected on a 24/7 basis. It's very much a continuously connected consumer. We've got devices with more computing power than Apollo space shuttles in our hands. This is super technology, and that is producing a vast amount of data. Apparently every 2 days, as much data as in all mankind to 2003 that it was accessible. So an incredible amount of data to be able to use. And when you combine all these three, you have the perfect conditions for another seismic shift, if you like. And we believe that technological change comes in decades. So first we have desktops, then we have the internet, then we have smartphones, and now we think we're going to enter the decade of machine learning, which I know has been touched on already. So the trends that we feel are important for businesses to be thinking about when we look to the future are firstly around machine learning, as we talked about. Second is immersive technology, and the third is bringing technology into the role of assistance. These are things that our business is thinking about and are areas that I would recommend thinking about as well. So first of all, to touch on machine learning, which is a technique which is used to develop artificial intelligence. And we can think of it as some machines learning to be even smarter and adapt to given situations. Machine learning is everywhere already. It's in your spam filter, in Gmail, and it's in an application called Google Arts and Culture. It's something that is already helping us to understand the world better and make better decisions. This is an image that I love personally, because I think the story behind it is really interesting. As part of our collection of assets, if you like, imagery for Google Arts and Culture, we took the first billion pixel image of the Paris Opera House. And this is about 16 meters above the audience. I know it probably is as tall as this ceiling, so it's very hard to understand and actually see the detail in it. And it's a masterpiece by Chagall, and because we were able to make it available for everyone to see on the Google Arts and Culture app, Marc Chagall was actually able to, his son, was able to see a picture that he'd never discovered before, which is actually of his father and mother and him as a baby, painted in by his father into this masterpiece in the ceiling. What we are doing using machine learning in the case of Google Arts and Culture is to arrange artwork like this. For example, many other ceilings around the world, or if you're interested in urns, you might be able to see all the urns from the beginning of time all lined up next to each other, and you can kind of see the trend and draw the similarities and arrange them and understand that world that you love and enjoy even better than you have done before. So machine learning is already making its way into all sorts of different applications at Google, and it's really exciting to see what people can discover and do next once they have access to it. One of the things that we've been able to do next is to really help our data centers perform more efficiently. Reducing energy has been a major focus for us over the last 10 years, but it's hard. And what we want to do is eventually end up being 100% powered our data centers by renewable energy. In this case, switching on some technology that DeepMind developed in London and applying it to our data centers, we were able to actually reduce the amount of energy we use by around 40%. And you can see the graph there just showing how that happened. So where I want to get onto is the point is around how we're now externalizing this amazing compute power for the benefit of businesses. Because we are increasingly focused in our cloud division and opening up this kind of technology that you see in the data centers for businesses to build on. Ocado has recently announced that they were able to build on one of our machine learning APIs, the ability to be able to triage customer service inquiries and basically prioritize them faster than humans were able to, so that the customers, for example, that needed a response immediately, such as when delivery vans were maybe hitting bad weather, were able to be dealt with first. And that was a product that was built using the compute power of Google Cloud. But for many businesses, the first time that they see machine learning actually appearing, it's all very well talking about big data, but the first time that businesses actually see it making a real impact on their business is in marketing. is in how ads are targeted, how money is attributed to the value of advertising through maybe data-driven attribution, and also the decision-making that is made around how bids, how much to bid on a keyword or a particular display or video ad. And within AdWords, we are already incorporating a huge amount of machine learning technology, data-driven attribution, smart bidding. These are tools that are out there, they're for everyone, and they're able to be used for free. Secondly, I just want to talk about immersive technology. So as these connected devices become completely ubiquitous, we have maybe 3, 4, 5 different connected devices each at the moment. The importance of the specific physical device itself, we think, is going to fade. So computing will, if you like, surround us, and what will matter is how those devices work together to assist you. So it's a bit like a pen, in that 50 years ago you might have paid a lot of money for a pen and it would be very valuable to you and you'd know how to refill it, but now pens are very much disposable and the utility is available everywhere. We believe that, if you like, screens as an item are going to be a similar situation when it comes to the importance of the specific device. So in that world where we are immersed in computing all the time, if you like, augmented reality, which is digital objects presented in the physical world, and virtual reality, which is fully immersive digital worlds, I think is going to become very important to users and consequently very important to business too. In effect, the life around, your whole life around you might be your screen, and whether that's interacting with the web via voice, or whether it's via augmented reality or virtual reality, the actual importance of the specific screen device will be less so. To life for me the possibilities with virtual reality. It's a virtual reality headset and application that we developed. It's available now for everyone, and it allows you to paint in 3D and build on top of as well. And it also shows where technology and where consumers are moving very, very fast. I also wanted to talk about immersive technology for business right now. It's amazing to me that on average, we spend about 25 minutes on YouTube every day. That's on average, that's across all ages. When it goes to a younger audience demographic, it's around 45 minutes, but we all spend around 25 minutes a day on YouTube. YouTube is now the home for live events. This was Luke Atkins jumping out of a plane from 25,000 feet with no parachute on. So he's free falling there at the moment, I think, with a few safety guys, and millions of people tuned in to watch this last year, and it's just one example of YouTube being the place to go to when something happens in the world. It's instinctive to turn to YouTube. I think he just gave away his oxygen mask, and there we go, that's the oxygen gone. And then the other guys pull away in a little bit, and he's on his own. It's pretty scary, pretty daunting, an incredible stunt. And as I say, witnessed by hundreds on the ground, but millions more on YouTube. But the point is that YouTube is very much the platform for mass media moments. It's an incredible canvas, if you like, for brands to build a world around them. And it's a brand not just for B2C brands, who, for example, like Red Bull might be engaging with this type of content, might be advertising around it. I think the guy's just pulled away there. He said he wanted to put another sort of flip there just to relax him before the impact, but an incredible stunt. Anyway, so B2C brands like Red Bull, you might think, are the leaders in terms of... so B2C brands, you might think, are the leaders in terms of understanding these kind of platforms and using them to build a kind of world around their brands. But actually, B2B brands are doing exactly the same thing as well. When you think about a B2B brand like Volvo Trucks, I'm sure many of you have seen Jean-Claude Van Damme here and his epic split, but as it was called. But it is amazing to think that this is a truck company, and they are building a world around their brands, an immersive world, in a way that has seen them achieve millions and millions of views. 86 million views, in fact, on this video alone. And this wasn't just a one-off. This isn't just a one-off stunt that they created a viral hit, as people say. This was actually a strategy of the business to build that world. There are many videos that they have created that are like this, from the CEO holding onto a hook and being sort of lifted up on a truck, to someone being kind of run over without being touched by a Volvo truck. And they are actively engaging with their audience and building that depth to their brand online. If you look at their YouTube channel, you'll see that not only have you got this sort of hero content, but you go down a level into truck drivers inviting you into the cab and understanding more about the cab. Then you go down another level, and there's lots of content around precision steering and dynamic driving and things like that, things that are important to that brand. So we believe it's important for brands to see the web as somewhere where they can build that world around them. And the last area I just wanted to touch on is around assistance. So this is about making the complex simple, and it's about, in a world of infinite information, infinite options, how do you as businesses make it really easy for people to make decisions? Because we believe that there's a competitive advantage right now to be had for brands that really feel like focus on how to make it, how to be assistive, and really assist at every single touch point. And I think we can hear more from Screwfix maybe about the great work that they've been doing in terms of really thinking about their customers' needs in a little while, potentially. In our business, in Hilton, another really good example, Screwfix, absolutely, download the app, have a look at the ways that they've thought about how to engage with tradesmen and retail products. Have a look at Hilton as well. These guys are really pushing the boundaries in terms of what we would consider great assistance. This is an app that means that it's very easy to check in. You don't actually have to walk up to a reception counter. That was a big pain point. People want to get straight to their rooms. They understood that. They built that into their app, so it becomes the key for the room as well. You can order pillows. It's basically a business that's built around assistance. Our Google Assistant is something that how we've been changing our business to be able to cope better with the needs of a consumer that expects a more anticipatory experience. And these are some of the things that we've been working on. If I say something like, we've been working on thinking about how to answer things about the world, how to be a personal assistant, and how to integrate with other services. So just for example, I'm going to take the risk and show you a demo. Okay, Google. How are you doing?
I'm splendid, thank you very much. Let me know how I can be of assistance.
Okay, Google. Who founded Renishaw?
Renishaw was founded by David McMurtry and John Deere.
Okay, Google. When?
1973.
Okay, Google. What does it do?
According to Renishaw, Renishaw is one of the world's leading engineering and scientific technology companies with expertise in precision measurement and healthcare. The company supplies products and services used in applications as diverse as jet engine and wind turbine manufacture through to dentistry and brain surgery.
It's pretty good. So So that's a good understanding of the world around us at the moment, and we're obviously adding a huge amount more capability as we go. The second area I just wanted to demonstrate is around personal assistance. So if I say something like, okay Google, how is my football team doing?
Swindon Town in 2016.
I wasn't holding out hope for that. But, okay Google, show my pictures of dogs. So I can't display this to you, but what will happen is that it will look through using machine learning my photos and it will surface all the pictures of dogs that will come up. And then the third area is integrating with other services, such as, okay Google, when is my next flight?
British Airways Flight 99.
So that's how we are thinking about assistance as a business, and I've talked a little bit about Hilton and Screwfix and how they're thinking about assistance, and I would encourage you to think about what does assistance mean for your business over the next 5 to 10 years as well. So in summary, transform assistance, as I've talked about. Can you deepen your relationship with customers? How can you help? What can you get back in return? Immersive technology. Who have you got in your businesses that are leading creative thinking about how to build that world around your brand, your business, whether it's B2B or B2C? And acceleration. How can you, as businesses, accelerate change faster in your businesses using APIs, platforms, collaborative software, technology to move faster and reach the speed of the customer? Thank you very much.